Yeah, this is Dave and Val, Iron Blackbird Cycles. Knock that bolt loose. We're breaking that case on the Milwaukee 8 today. I think I got them all. Half inch. Of course, about half inches on those rails are buried in that. Grab a half-inch socket and extension. You got the extension out here, so offset, half-inch, 9/16. Each one of the sets goes up a grade in size, so you can grab one wrench and get most of the bolts you need without having to change wrenches all the time. Now these, if you don't have to take that off, you're better off. Because they are tiny bolts in that stator, and they have a tendency to break sometimes, so you can split these cases without taking that off. Yeah, it's nice for the video. Oh, we got a little bit of corrosion on it. Got some water in there somehow. Now, unlike the twin cams, these cases just pull right off the crank. On the twin cams, some years you had to press the crank out of one half.
You guys want to call them in? You have to tell them all we need.
Well, they can either watch me turn a wrench or they can listen to a conversation. Start pulling these. Now we need to check and make sure these are all the same length, so we need to start. We're going to start right here, this top bolt. I'm going to start laying them out right here, so don't pull them out yet. Because I don't know if all of them are the same size or not. We're working our way that way. So far it looks like it. So all these case bolts seem to be the same size. Those are the two out of the front of the block here. It makes me wonder how they got moisture in there.
A lot. That's a lot. That's nasty as hell.
Those two. Yeah, the whole front of the block. Okay.
These are messed up too.
Yep, they're corroded. Okay, we're gonna get back with you in a few minutes here. Well, I'm gonna show you guys a little trick. This is a trick from Dave's Redneck Garage in case you don't have the right tool. I would imagine this tool from Jim's is probably God knows how much. Take an inch wrench. These are your standoffs to split the case. Take an inch wrench, wedge it in there, hold that wrench in, Val. And just take a large flat blade, use it like a wedge, and a couple of taps, and you see we broke the case loose. Now, We can probably tap the other side just a little bit because it's just barely hanging on by that gasket seal. They got some standoffs on this side, but I don't know if we can get to them. You don't want to put anything in this, in between here and pry. Those are mated surfaces, and if those don't mate perfectly, this casing will leak when you put it back together. So, yep, there we go. And then we'll take a razor blade and just go through here and release all that Permatex all the way around. That way that's not fighting us. Hold it. Block. There we go. I think we're released all the way around now. I'm gonna run this blade through just to cut any of that Permatex that's holding it. And there's the case half. We got one case half off. We'll set that down here on the carpet. Got a piece of carpet set out here. And this is your balancer. And it has a weight on it, so you're gonna have to turn that. You have to get this balancer out of the way. I have to stand this up to get the crank out now. Okay. By the way, we have a oil pan down inside this toolbox, so it's catching all the oil from the motor.
So this is pouring out.
And we got a snap ring on the other side that we got to pull. Right there. So I'm gonna go get some snap ring pliers, and we'll go from there. So we got a snap ring right in here on a crank. I've already started to just see if I could get it to pop loose before I got the video running. We've got about halfway out. It's not like a regular snap ring, it's like a... I can keep from popping it back in. If this was a regular snap ring, I could stretch it enough to pull it out. The problem is, it's one of these C-clips, and you get it stretched out enough to get the top off, but it sucks in the back of it. And I've pinched myself about 15 times with these pliers, so I'm about to start screaming. There it is. Now we should be able to slide this crank out of this half now. It's moving.
You have to grab it.
Here.
Grab this part of it. Grab the case and I'll grab this.
You probably have to lift up on that crankshaft a little bit. There we go. And now we got the other crank half. In case you're wondering what it's looking like inside here. These will have to be replaced because there was metal shavings throughout this motor, so we'll be replacing all the bearings in it, including the bearing for the balancer. Now there's a horsepower trick on these. They say the balancer only works basically only works at idle. To smooth out the engine. A lot of guys are not putting these balancers back in. They're just running it without the balancer. They say they vibrate about like a twin cam at idle. After idle, the flywheels take over, you know. So it's half a dozen to one if you want to put up a little bit of handlebar vibration at idle, which we've had for 100 years. They didn't need to go screwing with something that worked, you know. But we're going to cut it here, and we got to pick up a new crank. He's going to bump up to a 128 or a 131 on this, so we got to get the main bearings ordered and a new crank. And we're going from a 4 3/8, I believe, 4 3/8 bore stroke to a 4.5 inch stroke for the 128. And if we go to the 131, it's a 4 5/8 stroke. So anyway, we got the cases split today, and we're still digging for metal shavings, and I'm not seeing much in the block as it is. But anyway, this is Dave from Iron Blackbird Cycles, and we will be back with you.